Hi guys, I'm Dimension Jumper and today I'll be reviewing Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. Now this game, chronologically in the Star Wars universe, takes place after the events of Episode 3 and before the events of both Rogue One and A New Hope. Now, this game is basically follows the path of Cal, a Jedi who basically survived Order 66. And it's basically in hiding from the Empire, and he kind of accidentally gets found out by the Empire because during the beginning of the game he's doing this sort of like mechanical type job where he and a friend of his basically try and find some kind of scrap metal, and during the job he and his friend basically fall off part of an old Star Destroyer, I think, and he had to use his force powers in order to save his friend, and that is how the Empire finds him. Now, the people that come to find Cal, who's the main character, are two Inquisitors. Now, I kind of like the Inquisitors that are used in this game because the two Inquisitors that are used are basically I think the 9th and 7th sisters. I think I could be getting those names wrong, but anyway, one of them is basically this basically huge Inquisitor person thing, while the other one is basically the brains of the two Inquisitors, basically kind of the bones and brains going on, that kind of dynamic. And yeah, that's basically the whole game. They basically both the Inquisitors are trying to capture Cal, and Cal has to basically try and escape from the Empire's clutches. Along the way, he does meet some friends like Saw from Rogue One, this former Jedi, and the captain of the Mantis, which is basically this basically a ship, and the captain has basically multiple arms, and that's quite cool. And basically they have to find this holocron, which will help them kind of rebuild the Empire. Well, not the Empire, the Jedi Republic Council thing, because the holocron that they're looking for is this. It has a list of Force-sensitive children, and both the Empire and Cal and his friends are trying to look for the same holocron. Now, throughout the game, you can go to dozens of planets, and you can basically find various characters and various other elements to the game, like enemies, like your stormtroopers, your walkers, these demon-looking guys on one planet, and also you get to find this droid called BD-1, which is slightly better than BB-8. I'm not saying that BB-8 is awful. It's just I think BD-1 is slightly more useful in my opinion. Anyway, and throughout the game you can and on each planet you can find these different materials, not just for Cal, but also for the Mantis and BD-1. Now, some of the materials and stuff you can find are ponchos that you can use for Cal, different lightsaber guards and grips and other stuff, and for BD-1 you can basically change its colour as well as the Mantis. And also, if you go to, once you've beaten the first planet, you can then go to two different planets, one being Dathomir, I think I'm saying that right, or a sort of ice snow type planet. I suggest going to the Dathomir one first, mainly just to get a double lightsaber, because towards there's this one point in the game. If you're on Dathomir or whatever his name is, you can find this place where you can have a dual lightsaber well, basically 2 lightsabers, kind of like Darth Maul had in The Phantom Menace. And you can then activate either both blades or just a single blade. And I've been using it quite a lot throughout the game. And also throughout certain sections of the game, you can find these meditation pads. Now, these meditation pads can help Cal learn new skills if he's been like a variety of enemies, or BD1 has scanned various parts of the planet, which will help you learn about more lore about a planet or a certain stormtrooper or a certain enemy or alien enemies or whatever, and they can help you have more health, have more force power, and have like new moves to learn. Now, the force in this game is I kind of like but only when it's like useful, because what you can do in the force with the force, you can basically either slow down enemies or throw them away, or slow down specific mechanical machine parts things. And with the enemies, you can, as I said before, you can either slow them down, push them away, or whatever. Yeah, you can only have a limited amount of force, because you can only have a certain amount until it goes to like a certain bar, I think. And until that bar is crossed, you can't use it again until you either got to a meditation pad or hit a certain amount of enemies amount of times. And it's kind of like good about. I kind of see why, because it stops you from becoming overpowered, and it would just help you along the way of just trying to defeat a certain amount of enemies. And also, every time you die, the enemy that has defeated you will glow this sort of like, will basically glow with a sort of like glowy, whitey kind of colour. And every time the first hits you do on them, basically recharges on your whole health and your force. Now, it's really, really good. I enjoy a lot of moments in the game, and it's basically the combat is really good. To describe the combat, it's basically kind of like Dark Souls. And I'm not comparing Star Wars or Dark Souls. I'm just saying that if you're going into herd of enemies, be sure to be prepared, because every time you die, it's basically because it is from a lot of enemies, and the enemies can be difficult at times. Yes. Oh no! For God's sake. Well, let's do it again then. And now it's time for some gameplay footage. Now the gameplay itself is quite good, because you can basically when you're using your lightsaber, you can basically do different combos, and certain enemies have certain amount of health than others. And just like in the movies, Cal can obviously use the Force, but unlike certain characters like Luke, Rey, Kylo Ren, he can only use the Force for a limited amount of time. And also, whenever you die, the enemy that killed you will able to give you back all of your health and your force. And I also advise you to use the use of force when necessary. So then you won't be able to die in certain situations. And with the force, not only can you use it to slow people down, you can also you can use it to push people to the side and stuff. And you've also got various enemies. So you've got your stormtroopers, you've got your walkers, you've got a lot of variety of various enemies from the Star Wars universe. So yeah, I kind of enjoy like battling a lot of enemies from Star Wars canon. And that's been it for gameplay. And now it's time to go back to the review. So to summarize, I really enjoy Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. I think there are a lot of good moments, and I think that all of the new lore that this game introduces, from like, you know, stormtroopers, various alien planets, and various other moments in the game, are really good. I really enjoy it. If you want to play this, if you want to get this game for the PlayStation 4, or Xbox, because you can get this for both Xbox and PlayStation 4, I highly suggest that you get this game and play it for yourself, and it's really enjoyable. So yeah, that's been my review for Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. I hope you enjoyed that review. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.